Media last night after the Bucks vanquished the Phoenix Suns. Aaron said, incredible job by Wes and Mark, Peter, John Horst. Our GM made some incredible moves. Our stars played like stars. Can't stop 34 champs. Yes, he mentioned the general manager. That did appear to be a fairly obvious shot at the Packers GM. Milwaukee, and I'll say this without any reluctance, has now the least manipulative superstar in America and the most manipulative superstar in America. And it is interesting, and it's not lost on you, I'm sure, if you thought about it. Green Bay today, the Packers, are exactly where the Bucks have been the last 2 years. Now, I want you to think about this. The Packers are exactly right now where the Bucks have been the previous couple of years. On the doorstep of a title, amazing regular seasons, led by a guy who's MVP of the league. I mean, last 2 years, Bucks have the best record in the East, but they can't knock the door down. The difference, of course, is Giannis worked harder and burrowed through it. Aaron Rodgers on that same doorstep is demanding an exit. The epitome of leadership, and it's always been wildly undervalued by fans. It's called leadership. Doesn't show up in the box score. Giannis has elite leadership traits. He trusts teammates. He's not passive-aggressive. He's not manipulative. He's incredibly coachable. He's patient. He takes criticism and doesn't get defensive. Aaron is gifted, but does not have great leadership traits. Passive-aggressive, aloof, vindictive, at times petty. Whereas Giannis is optimistic. Sometimes Aaron feels cynical. It is interesting how they're juxtaposed in the same market, is it not? The Packers today are the Bucks the last 2 years. Just inches away. But the Packers never give Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams is a top 3 receiver and Aaron Jones a top 5 back. David Bakhtiari is the highest rated pass blocking left tackle in the NFL. And their tight end had 11 touchdowns. The defense isn't dominating, but Kenny Clark is great. Za'Darius and Preston Smith are excellent. Their young safeties are fantastic. And Alexander, one of their corners, to me, is a top 2 and 3 corner in the league. Let's stop with the Packers don't give Aaron enough. Nobody is saying they couldn't use a pass rusher. Hell, 90% of the league would die for a Bosa brother. Nick or Joey, take your pick. But there are a lot more stars, elite players playing next to Aaron than there are Giannis. Giannis's number 2 is Chris Middleton. He would not have started for the Warriors dynasty a few years back. Would not have started. Alexander, Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, David Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark would start for everybody. It would start for everybody in the National Football League. Joy with the news.
No.
Turn on the news.
This is the Herd Line News, sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Well, Giannis was incredible in the finals, winning his fans' finals MVP trophy, and he was able to do that with the small markets Milwaukee Bucks that drafted him back in 2013. And he spoke about accomplishing his goal about winning without needing to join a super team.
Well, obviously, I want to get the job done. But that's my stubborn side. Like, it's easy to go somewhere and go and win a championship with somebody else. It's easy. I could go, I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I could go to a super team and, just do my part and win a championship, still one. But this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way. And we did it.
It is easier to win when you have multiple superstars on the team.
Well, if he joined the Lakers tomorrow, they would win.
Right. But I wouldn't say that it's easy. If it was easy, then the Heat would have won 4 straight championships.
It's easier.
It's easier, yes.
Yeah, it's almost like I've had some financial success in my life, and it's due to I wasn't granted or gifted a lot of money. I've had a couple of friends who parents did very, very well, and they were gifted with some inheritance. It doesn't mean they didn't work hard.
Right.
It doesn't mean they don't appreciate it. But it's easier to make money when you start with it.
Yeah, it's the conversation of privilege.
Right.
Right.
So,
Nobody said you didn't work hard. You just didn't have to work as hard.
yeah, the Heatles worked hard. We're not saying
They lost the first year that they came together.
Yeah, they worked hard.
And they lost the last year that they were together.
But it is nice to dump it into Bosch and know he's going to make the basket.
I would call that a basketball privilege. Yes. What I love about what the Bucks have done, and it's good timing for this. What's happening with Giannis and the Bucks, and them winning the championship. And look, be Booker, and then we would be talking about Chris Paul finally, contributing to a team and winning a championship. That's what's so great about this finals. It wasn't the Bucks, the hardworking Bucks against the super team Suns. Like, you had CP3, so you had a little bit of elements of adding a superstar, but Chris Paul's not won a championship, so I don't think you can put him in that category.
Yeah.
That was what's so great about this finals. Giannis had critics, myself included. I was very skeptical about whether the Bucks were going to be able to do this.
Listen, he shoots 34% outside of 4 feet. I was one of these. He's got to develop a shot.
And he had a massive hole in his game, which was making free throws. If you are constantly going to the basket and getting fouled and you can't make your free throws, that is points you're leaving on the table. Like, that matters. So what I love about what happened last night is not only did they win because of him, because he had an all-time performance and a great finals, he crushed his free throws. Like, it was remarkable to watch. And yes, they're not a super team. So all of these things make it easy for us to root for him. He is the best player in the league right now. He wasn't before this. Like, you can't say you're the face of the league and the best player in the league when you've got LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
We got to win a trophy.
In this league, you have to have a championship.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to win Finals MVP, but that just adds to it. Like, now he is in not only that category, he is the best player in the league right now. But prior to this championship, I don't think you could say that.
By the way, and this is the first time in my life, and it's not a good or bad thing, it's a real thing. Forever I defended domestic players. I'd said this for years. Dick Vitale said this years ago and got heat. He said we pick apart domestic players because we watch them all the time, and we elevate international players. And for a long time, I thought that was true. But it's no longer. The best player in the league is from overseas. The defensive player of the league, Rudy Gobert, is from France. The MVP, Jokic, Serbia. The best young player is Luka from Slovenia. Folks, what we are seeing now, international players are running the league.
Well, I think not unlike the NFL, which is still very much a domestic game, even though we have international players. The NBA is an international sport.
Yes.
Like, there are leagues, very competitive leagues all over the world. So, and you're seeing this now with the Olympics.
By the way, I just looked at a mock draft, not this year. This year's draft will have Cade Cunningham, Jalen Suggs, Evan Mobley, USC, Gonzaga, Oklahoma State. The following year after that, the number one pick, they believe, is an international player. So I think it's great. I mean, and I've said this before. The three-point shot, what I really love about this championship, this is 3 championships in a row where big and physical beat three-point shots.
Yeah.
My knock on the NBA, and I love the league, so I talk about it 30% of my show, is NBA. And I get pushback on that. We both love the NBA. One of my criticisms of it is aesthetically it can get very repetitive in the regular season. 3, 3, 3, 3. Even home runs to me get boring. If the league was all dunks, it would get boring. Like, at some point, what I love about playoff basketball is it wasn't all about threes.
No.
All the highlights were showing your mid-range.
Last night was so physical.
It was, and I love this kind of basketball.
Yeah.
In your face. That's why I love Zion.
Yeah.
I love John Morant, a little guy who will drive the lane and jam on you. It's like, I think the game needs layers, and there's a fabric to basketball when it's, I get a dunker, I get an intimidator. Those Pistons teams, people thought they were ugly. They tackled people, but Isaiah was elegant. Lambeer was a bully. Joe Dumars played. There was layers to the Pistons.
Well, at the end of the day, basketball is a contact sport. Everyone thinks, basketball players are soft or something because of flopping and a little bit of three-point shooting. It's a contact sport. How valuable was Drew Holiday in this series against Chris Paul. Like he eliminated him. Like he didn't shoot great every night, but that's not what mattered. How valuable was PJ Tucker throughout the playoffs? You have to have every aspect really, or just an incredible amount of luck to get and win a championship. And I think that they have everything that they need to win a championship, and they did it in the right way.
Yeah.
So players around the NBA are congratulating Giannis and the Bucks on their championship win. LeBron tweeted, "Salute and congrats, Giannis. You earned that bleep." Steph Curry said, enjoyed watching greatness out there tonight. Greatness. Congrats, bro. Kevin Durant tweeted, "Nothing but respect for the Milwaukee Bucks franchise, the city of Milwaukee, and those loud-ass fans. Incredible playoff run, fellas. It was great." So great to have the fans back.
So wonderful.
Phoenix fans were amazing. Bucks fans were amazing. It was so cool to see all the fans outside. Not for me personally, but
yeah,
it looked like a good time for everyone who was down for that. I can't do crowds like that. And Rudy Gobert added, "So happy for Giannis in Milwaukee, man. Amazing to see what happens when you put your heart and your soul into something and stay genuine and true to yourself." Inspirational.
Totally inspirational.
And Pau Gasol replied to Kobe's 2019 tweet challenging Giannis to win a title following his first league MVP. Kobe tweeted, "My man, MVP, greatness. Next up, championship, #Mamba mentality." He was talking about Giannis winning his MVP, and Pau Gasol